We are Union Bank of the Philippines, the Philippines' best digital bank. In the recent Bank Quality Consumer Survey on retail banks last April, we were ranked number 2 of the most helpful banks in Asia Pacific during the COVID-19 crisis and is the only Philippine bank in the top 20 list. Because of the pandemic, it has become crucial that our products and services quickly adapt to the challenges presented in this new digital normal.
To pose now, shush. She makes the sound she makes to calm me down.
Climathon Pasig would like to thank the following partners who made this event possible. Our co-presenter, Union Bank and the UBP Accelerator Program. Our organization partners, ISEC, CLUP, Climate Change Commission Philippines, Greenpeace, ICLAY, Make Sense, Cyrecycling, and WeTech. Our thought leadership partners, Atma Prema Wellbeing Group, Pixara Global, Sakai, and the World Wildlife Fund. Our media partners, A Dose of Intensity, Business World, Manila Bulletin, Rappler, Sustainer Rumble, The Philippine Star, and WhenInManila.com.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Week 3 of our Climathon Pasig Camp. We hope you're able to catch our past 2 sessions as we had some really great discussions around climate change, the science behind it, the why and the urgency behind it, and of course, we had a little bit of primer about our design challenges. Now, this week is very, very special as it will be focused on our Pasig City LGU. As most of you know, Pasig City was the first city in the Philippines to host Climathon, and climate action is really a top priority of the city. The organizing team works closely with the Pasig City LGU, who provides us with insights and data to help Climathon make more impact. So to start this session, we have a surprise guest. Our beloved Mayor, Mayor Vico Sotto, has a message for you, Climathonian. Watch this.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Climathon Pasig 2021. This is the 3rd year for Pasig City to host the Climathon or the Climate Solutions Ideathon. And in line with our thrust towards participatory governance, where we believe that the good solutions, the innovative ideas and proposals should not only come from people who are in the local government, but from ordinary citizens as well, especially the youth. And so we've seen this in the last two or the first 2 Climathons. In 2019, we had Team CLUP, which came up with a project for plastic recycling, and Team Cyrecycling with their project for waste management. Both teams have completed their pilot projects and are now working with several communities, particularly Barangay Pineda, to scale up their solutions. In 2020 or last year, Team Ecopolis came up with the first prize and they had a really great and innovative design for the composting and floating farms. And right now they're in the middle of the research and development phase, and as well as training some people in order to ensure the success of implementation despite the pandemic that we are in. This year, 2021, we are focused on three climate challenges, and we will be accepting the designs for these three climate challenges. Namely, first, reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Second, transport and mobility. And third, waste management. All three of which are really big challenge areas for our city and our local government unit. As you participate, first of all, thank you for participating and for wanting to join the Climathon. We encourage you to collaborate and work together to find ideas and answers to these design challenges that you have set out to answer. The winning teams will get a chance to implement a pilot program to test your ideas in reality, to see your ideas come true and come to fruition in the barangays of Pasig City. Congratulations in advance to the winner. I'm really looking forward to the ideas that you will be presenting to us. Good luck and see you soon.
Thank you so much, Mayor Vico Sotto, for taking some time off from your busy agenda to address our Climathonians here. So, our first speaker for today will talk about our third design challenge, which is around urban mobility. He is the current head of Pasig Transport, and his work involves handling all matters related to transport planning, road safety, and e-mobility in Pasig City, which is a city of about 900,000 people here in the Philippines. He worked at the Department of Finance prior to becoming a member of the 2015 to 2016 cohort of Chevening Scholars. During his Chevening stint, he completed a degree in Transport Economics at the Institute for Transport Studies of the University of Leeds. He believes in the dream that Metro Manila can still become one of the world's top transport cities. Everyone, let us all welcome Mr. Anton C.
To the participants of Climathon 2021, welcome. Pasig City is one of the largest cities in the Philippines, and like many big cities around the world, we face many challenges related to climate change, the environment, pollution, and a whole set of similar issues across all parts of urban governance. In Pasig City, transportation is one of the largest sources of carbon emissions and one of the largest sources of pollution from both exhaust and non-exhaust sources. So if we're thinking about the environment, it's really important to include models of solutions that involve reforming and improving the many different parts of the transportation sector. In Pasig City, my office, the CTDMO, is the office that's in charge of improving sustainable transportation, such as walking, cycling, and public transportation. Our office is in charge of the Pasig Bus Service, which is a free bus service for employees of Pasig City, as well as other constituents that are not served by franchised public transport routes. And we are also the office in charge of implementing and maintaining the Pasig Bicycle Lane Network. Our office also liaises with the DOTR and other national government agencies for working on projects related to cycling, sustainable transportation, and accessibility. Recently, one of our major projects involved partnering with Ortigas Land, one of the larger developers in Pasig City, to improve the Capitolio intersection to make it friendlier for cyclists, public transport users, pedestrians, and people with disabilities. It's projects like these which we want to show that you don't necessarily need a large investment to be able to make a big transport impact in Pasig City. And in fact, sometimes you can get some of the biggest impacts by focusing on smaller projects that make a big impact. This is the sort of mentality we want to bring to all parts of our transport planning, where if you work with communities, if you try to meet what they need, if you're mindful of what they want and how their needs can be met, you can actually focus resources in a way that bring a much greater return on investment for the public in terms of social benefits. For Climathon, what we'd really like to see from many of the participants are projects that focus on exactly that. Projects that focus on working directly with communities, improving our streets, making them safer for people of all ages and all levels of physical ability. In the COVID-19 pandemic all over the world, it's been very important for cities to make their roads safer. We've seen in other countries how cities have worked on putting up safer streets where people can travel, play, and even interact in open air where it's safer from transmission of the COVID-19 virus. Safe streets have been a key part of the policy toolbox for many cities in terms of bringing life back to normal in a pandemic, and especially for making their cities safer for seniors, children, and people with disabilities. We think it's going to be very important to focus on projects like this, on making streets safer, using different methods such as limited car-free streets, speed limits, traffic calming, which don't only make streets safer. These projects, when implemented well, can actually also improve traffic flow for all road users, even car users. It's sometimes believed that when you have people using that when you have safe streets, that it carries a cost for people with cars and users of motor vehicles. But one thing that we've seen is that when streets become safer, they become better for everybody, whether you have a car or not. So that's one thing we want to carry forward when we're thinking of our climate solutions. How do we improve the environment? How do we improve road safety? How do we improve public health? And how do we make our policy more responsive to climate change? When we consider our bicycle policy, we wanted to focus not just on bicycle lanes, but on other needs of cyclists and bike commuters. One of the major needs of cyclists and bike commuters that isn't always paid attention to in Philippine policy is bike parking. So what we focused on was being able to provide bike parking where we could near places of interest in Pasig City, especially near government buildings. One thing we realized is that even if we cannot implement bike lanes everywhere right away, if you have bike parking, you're able to attract bikers who are skilled enough to reach it, even without bicycle lanes. However, we do recognize that it's important to keep developing our network of bicycle lanes just to make sure that people can get to their destinations and make sure that cyclists also have parking when they get there. Bicycle lanes and bicycle parking are the two parts of the solution to our sustainable mobility challenges in the city, and which are key to improving cycling and even the use of e-bikes and light electric vehicles. Pasig City is also involved in a number of pilot projects to promote and improve electric vehicle usage in Pasig City. We partnered with Philpost Pasig a few years ago to help them implement a fleet of electric delivery vehicles using e-trikes and e-bikes to bring mail to Pasig City mail clients. Through using electric vehicles in Philpost, we want to help promote the use of cleaner technology and cleaner transportation for business purposes in addition to personal use. We are also the office that's in charge of planning and promoting car-free streets during weekends, like the city has been doing on Emerald Avenue and Caruncho Avenue before the pandemic. And we hope that after the pandemic, we'll be able to continue the implementation of car-free streets, which are, in a way, measures that help us create additional public space, additional safe space for seniors, persons with disabilities, and children to be able to experience the outdoors and experience our streets without fear of danger from motor vehicle crashes and other sources of risk. The participants of Climathon 2021, thank you very much. We're looking forward to seeing your ideas and solutions and looking forward even more to helping you implement them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anton C., for gracing us for Climathon Camp. And I know we'll see you as well during Climathon Week as you'll be one of our judges. Now, for our last speaker for today, let's deep dive on our second design challenge, which is around solid waste management. Our speaker has headed the Mayor's Task Force on Climate Change Mitigation and Adaptation and was appointed as Acting City Environment and Natural Resources Officer on October of 2019. Part of his major accomplishments include the completion of Pasig City's Solid Waste Management Plan and drafting the Ecological Solid Waste Management Code of Pasig City, which was put into law in 2018. Under his leadership, his office was given the highest distinction as the Dangal ng Pasig Lingkod Pasig Award in 2017, and as Solid Waste Management Officer, he led Pasig City to bag numerous awards, which include the prestigious Manila Bayani Award in 2017, back-to-back awardee as Manila Bayani for National Capital Region for years 2017 and 2018, the ASEAN Clean City Tourist Award, awarded in Chiang Mai, Thailand in 2018 to 2022, and he's been a consistent awardee for implementing innovations on solid waste management and the best LGU on solid waste management in the National Capital Region. We are so fortunate to have him working for our beloved city. So everyone, please welcome Sir Alan Angeles.
Good day, everyone. I am Alendri Angeles, Pasig City City Environment and Natural Resources Officer and concurrent Pasig City Solid Waste Management Officer. Let me share the experience of Pasig City in terms of current partnership and people's participation. Pasig City wants to simplify and improve and develop a waste management system for all. This is our design challenge. How might we develop a behavior and systematic change solution for the city's solid waste management challenges using a public, private, and people's partnership approach? Let me cite sustainable goals of the UN number 12, responsible consumption and production, ensure access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable and modern energy for all. My presentation would focus on four aspects: the public or the government participation, private participation, the people's participation, and our ways forward. Let me cite Republic Act 9003 in its general provision. It states that in letter F, encourage greater private sector participation in solid waste management, and in letter I, institutionalize public participation in the development and implementation of national and local integrated, comprehensive, and ecological waste management programs. Government and public participation. This is only, what you're seeing on screen is only a portion of the full force of the government taken before the pandemic. Public health and safety is paramount. It is our major duty as the Solid Waste Management Officer and the Solid Waste Management Office of Pasig City to maintain its cleanliness, orderliness, and ensure that basic services are being delivered to all Pasigueños. In order to do that, we have established an ordinance. City Ordinance Number 1, Series of 2018, otherwise known as the Ecological Solid Waste Management Code of Pasig City. This is our guiding principle in terms of implementing rules and regulations, policies, and programs on solid waste management here in the city of Pasig. Pasig City government's role as a local government unit is to comply to national laws and issuances. We are also mandated to comply with the continuing mandamos of the Supreme Court to clean and rehabilitate Manila Bay, report to the DNR, report to Laguna Lake Development Authority, as well as to the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority in terms of our achievements, accomplishments, and updates on solid waste management here in the city of Pasig. In ensuring the delivery of services, we monitor the compliance of our solid waste collection contractor with the existing contract of service. We also conduct regular cleanup drive operations, maintenance of esteros, creeks, waterways, and the overall surroundings of Pasig City round the clock or 24/7. We are facing one of the biggest challenges of the pandemic. This is the management of infectious waste. It is the mandate of this office to consolidate all waste generated by our health facilities as well as our quarantine facilities in order for us to ensure that the COVID-19 virus will not spread within the neighboring surroundings of our facilities. That's why ensuring that these are well collected by our solid waste collection contractor for infectious waste is our prime priority. The City Solid Waste Management Office is planning ahead to improve the current collection and waste management system. The picture you're seeing on screen is one of the projects of the DNR and the city government of Pasig in terms of providing a better and quality of waterways or the Bring Back Better solution for Marikina River in terms of disaster mitigation and prevention of flood along Marikina River. Private participation. Circular Economy Systematic Design Workshop was held in partnership with UNDP. This is one successful program that provided scoping report on circular economy and waste management to provide suggestions and improvements on how circular economy will work not only for the city government but also for the people of Pasig as well as the private sectors that manages and are involved on solid waste management. Infectious waste management in partnership with UNDP and the government of China. As I've said earlier, we are now facing the problem of the pandemic in terms of the generation of infectious waste. With this project, the government of China and UNDP will provide an infectious waste management treatment equipment for us to be sustainable as well as self-sustaining in terms of managing and handling our generated infectious waste in all our health facilities as well as in our quarantine facilities for COVID-19. The Marine Litter Remote Sensing Project. This is also a partnership with UNDP. This will determine the content of plastic waste in Pasig River by utilizing a state-of-the-art remote sensing project with the government of Japan. This project would enable us to determine ways and provide programs and projects to mitigate the disposal of plastic and other types of waste in our major waterways, most especially in Pasig River. The Pasig Recharge Project at Barangay Santa Rosa. This Pasig Recharge Project is in partnership with ICLEI or ICLEI Southeast Asia Local Governments for Sustainability. They provided us with different green building projects as well as biogas digester in order for Barangay Santa Rosa to manage their compostable waste and convert it into useful resource such as gas for cooking. One of the major residual waste management program was in partnership with Alaska Milk Corporation. They provided us milk, and those milk were used as an exchange for wrappers and other types of plastics to lessen the spread of this plastic in our waterways as well as illegally being dumped in dumping sites, and in order for us to remove this in our waste stream and process it as a useful resource for our projects together with the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. This residual waste management project, in partnership with Unilever Philippines, the Walastik sa Pasig Collect, Kilo at Kita, is also one way for us to reduce the volume of residual waste being dumped in our residual waste disposal facility in Rodriguez, Rizal. This is one way for Pasig City to prolong the life of our engineered sanitary landfill as well as utilize residual plastic again as a useful resource for decorative bricks and school chairs. Residual and biodegradable waste management. This is also a partnership that would enable us to utilize waste and provide resources for the individuals that would be needing or for projects that would be needing decorative bricks and engineered products such as the ones that are being produced by Green Ants. This is in partnership with USAID and Barangay Manggahan. This will also be a livelihood project for the barangay and the community, and it will provide a larger waste diversion for Barangay Manggahan. People's participation. As one of the Big Five agenda of Mayor Vico Sotto, private organizations, people's organization, and civil society organizations were encouraged and invited to participate in the preparation of the annual budget and annual investment plan of the city. They scrutinized the proposals of different offices, which I, for one, was also involved in the presentation of the Solid Waste Management Office as well as the City Environment and Natural Resources Office Annual Investment Plan and Budget for the year 2022. They were encouraged to suggest, provide better ideas in terms of how the city will be spending and provide budget for the different offices in terms of the future budget of the city and programs for the next calendar year 2022. Private organizations or people's organizations were also included as members of the Solid Waste Management Board. It is also a mandate required to us by Republic Act 9003 to involve members of the private organizations involved in solid waste management to participate and be a member of the Solid Waste Management Board in the formulation of laws, formulations of plans, approval of programs, projects, and budgets will pass through the board. This is headed by the city mayor and the city councilor for environment as the co-chairperson. The public can also participate in the utilization of feedback mechanism. This is very helpful for the people of the city as well as the different offices to reach out to the people in terms of their needs and basic services that needs to provide improvement, or if they have other concerns that are very vital to their daily living. The utilization of this feedback mechanism provided a communication line for the city and complainants and led to the arrest of individuals illegally dumping sludge material at Barangay Bagong Ilog. This is one very helpful feedback mechanism, the Ugnayan sa Pasig and the Pasig City DRRMO 24/7 hotline. The Philippines Citizens Complaint Center or the Presidential 888 hotline is also one feedback mechanism wherein the people can provide their suggestions, air their complaints, and provide us suggestions in order for us to improve our services. Not only for solid waste management, but also for the entire city. What are our ways forward? The city procured 8 new garbage collection vehicles in order for us to determine what basic services needs to be improved in terms of solid waste management collection. This would be piloted at Barangay Pinagbuhatan and will be expanded in the different barangays in the near future once this project be proved to be effective and can be turned over to the barangay in order for them to manage their own solid waste generation. We encourage everyone to share your thoughts and contribute your ideas. Everything begins with an idea. This was once said by famous American radio speaker and author Earl Nightingale. This was proven also by Kloop and Sari Cycling. From their ideas and now to proof of concept for Barangay Pineda Material Recovery Facility, which was also granted a UNDP project for the recycling of residual plastics and provide technology for the materials recovery facility of Barangay Pineda. Maraming salamat po.
What a power-packed session we had today. So, it's not the end of our Climathon camp. We still have a few more sessions for you. But for now, please listen again to our reminders.
Make sure to follow Climathon Pasig on Facebook to stay updated with our calendar of events. Mark your calendars as our camp sessions will happen every Friday of September and the first 2 weeks of October from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. On October 8, we will also have our team registrations. Our Ideathon will officially kick off on October 9 up until October 23. This is when you will meet with your teams to come up with your solutions. October 25 to 29 is our Global Climathon Week, where the pitching and announcement of winners will happen. A few more reminders. We have sent you your digital kit containing all the important information about Climathon Pasig, including what you can see on your screen. Reminding you of our criteria for judging. Are you a part of our Slack channel yet? Slack is our official participant channel for Climathon Pasig, and it contains all the resources that you need, including how to consult with coaches, how to find team members, and many more. Take a look at the free Ideathon tools available for you and your teams. Wondering how you will build your team? Here are our recommended mechanics which you can do on Slack. For your pitch video submissions, here are our instructions. Once again, connect with us on all our social media channels to stay tuned with all our activities. Good luck to you, Climathonian!
Thank you very much for joining us for Week 3 of Climathon Pasig Camp. Week 4 is packed with even more content, so please share this content with your friends, with your family, and a reminder to everyone, for those participating in Climathon Pasig, please be a part of our Slack channel. We have sent you an email about this. So everyone, have a good Friday and see you next week.